Good morning and welcome to the Monday version of the Scoreboard, your morning report. Exciting week. This is week 6. We've been doing the show. We're pretty happy about the way things have been going, and it was a big weekend in all the leagues that we're interested in, players who are interested in following. So let's get right at it. NHL scores from Sunday, that's last night. Carolina 6, Tampa Bay 0. Leafs love it. Philadelphia 3, Detroit 1. John McCauley doesn't like that. Vegas 4 over Montreal 3. Arizona 4 over 4 loss in overtime to the New Jersey Devils. And Seattle Kraken over Colorado 3-2 in overtime as well. Fairly big night for action in NHL tonight. Edmonton's at Buffalo. Big game for both teams. Buffalo fighting to get into that playoff spot. They want to catch Pittsburgh. San Jose at Winnipeg. Calgary at Dallas. One a little closer to our heart. Ottawa and Chicago. 9 p.m. start for that game, by the way. Ottawa right in there with Buffalo and Detroit. Wanting to get at Pittsburgh for that playoff spot. Nashville at Vancouver, and Washington at Los Angeles. Rather than looking at the leading scorers, let's look at who's hot, and we don't do the who's not. So Connor McDavid, still, no surprise whatsoever. Last 10 games, he's the boy. Leon Draisaitl, 17 points. But David, look at that. 10 goals, 15 assists in the last 10 games. Of interest to the Leaf fans, Mitch Marner, 3-12 for 15 points. And William Nylander, of course, tied with him with 15, but 5 goals and 10 assists. And Claude Giroux, welcome to the list with 5 goals and 9 assists in his last 10 games. He has been a force with the Sens. Okay, let's take a look around at some others. Of course, our interest is with Evan Boucher playing with Halifax now. He was a leading scorer on the Braves till he jumped up to Halifax. This is his second year there. Halifax, they have a almost 30-point lead over second place in their division in the Q. And yesterday they beat Lackady Bathurst 6-2. And yes, sir, our man Evan Boucher did score a goal in that game for the Mooseheads. OHL, Saginaw lost to Ottawa 4-3 in a shootout, but for Gavin White and his Peterborough Petes, they lost to Erie 5-3. And I think they're down to having a 1-point lead over his ex-team, the Hamilton Bulldogs, who like Kingston, sold the house and are doing quite okay. Saginaw continued their road trip. We remember those with a 7-3 win over Kingston. Okay, leaving the majors behind. And yes, taking a look at the OJ, or the Provincial League, as I like to call them. They wrapped up their season on the weekend, and here's the Wellington Dukes 5-2 winners over Oakville Blades. I would imagine Oakville are glad to see this season end. It hasn't been a stellar one, and far from what they have been doing in the past. So Gavin McCarthy between the pipes for the Blades. As I said, I haven't talked to his dad lately, so I don't know if he's on his way home ready to tear up the golf course or what he's up to. So that's the Provincial League looked after. Out west in the BC League, Ryan Gillespie and his Salmon Arms Silverbacks lost in a shootout to Cranbrook 4-3. Let's take a look at NCAA now. Hockey East. Actually, Providence did play BU twice and lost both games. Our other team here, Penn State, look at this, 2-1 winners in overtime over Ohio State on Saturday, but on Sunday, Ohio State took the upper hand and came back and won 3-1. Simon Mack and one of the leading defensemen on Penn State, ex-Brockville Brave, and ex-Brave goalie Liam Soulier is the between the pipes for Penn State. Well, that takes care of that kind of roundup. Now to get a little closer to home and where what things are near and dear to our heart. CCHL Saturday scores. Look at this: Cornwall hammered Nepean 10-1. Kempful 4-3 overtime winners over Renfrew. Thank you, Kempful. And Ottawa beat Rockland 6-2. Yesterday in the CCHL, Hawkesbury over Renfrew 2-0. Carleton Place slipped by the Bears 5-4. We're not too pleased with that. Navan 7-3 over Nepean. And the big one last night up in Pembroke at the Pembroke Memorial Center, Brockville 5, Pembroke 0. Another shutout for the Braves and another shutout for Mr. Zero, Sammy Malu. Yes, sir, Sammy was between the pipes again. That's his 5th shutout, and he leads the league by 3 in the shutout department. So great for Sammy. And I've always... he leads the league in shutouts. He's 2nd in save percentage and 3rd in goals against average. So not a bad performance for our man, Sammy Malu. Okay, so how does that impact on the standings? Well, let's take a look here and see how things are starting to shape up. So you see Braves sitting there with 62 points. They're 1 point behind Carleton Place, who has 63. But look, right behind our 62 is Renfrew with 61. And if we jump down to the other division, we can see Hawkesbury, though. Oh, there's a faint red lines there. Guess they could have been a little thicker, with 61 points as well. So 61 for Hawkesbury, 61 for Renfrew, 62 for Brockville, 63 for Carleton Place. Boy, what a logjam it is for those spots. And the fight for the 8th and final playoff spot, there's Kempful sitting with 52 points, Cornwall with 50, and Rockland Nationals with 48, and they have a game in hand. So it's been a pretty exciting week in the CCHL, and it promises to only get better. So we'll be back with you tomorrow morning. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slap me on the back of the head. I forgot I had a special addendum. I had a bulletin. This was a family bulletin come in, and we are pleased to report in the OMHA under 14, we used to call those minor Bantam guys, the Belleville Junior Bulls won their second game against Northumberland in a very convincing fashion, 11-3. Okay, I guess maybe we can call it a day now. Thanks again, and good luck